Good morning and welcome to episode 11 of the JMCSS podcast for the district. I'm Greg Hammond, Chief of Public Information for the Jackson-Madison County School System. We're celebrating student achievement in the fine arts, and one JMCSS band is taking its talents on the road all the way to Florida. More on that in a moment, but first, for the district, the JMCSS podcast is a production of the Jackson-Madison County School System in partnership with Forever Communications. You can listen to this episode and other episodes on Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Joining me now is Kristy White. She is one of two fine arts coordinators for JMCSS. Now, we introduced you to Kristy Hayes on episode 4, so you can go back and check out that if you like. Miss White is here to help us recap the Art and Choir Showcase and to provide two big announcements. Miss White, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
On episode 11. The first announcement, the All Northwest Choir.
Yes.
Okay. I guess really, if you break it down, there's three big announcements. Let's start with the All National Honor Choir. Tell us what that is in the process of making the All National Honor Choir.
It is a huge honor. We have 3 students from Madison Academic that auditioned for the All National Honor Choir, and that would be a recorded audition of music that their director, Lindsay Patterson, helped them work up. And so those 3 students were chosen to go on to the National Honor Choir. And I believe that's going to be in Cincinnati this winter. And in February. And those students are Olivia Johnson, Delaney Usselton, and Colton Moore of Madison Academic High School.
If you're listening on the radio, be sure to check out the YouTube edition of the podcast so you can see the photos of these students. A little context, feedback. Let's back up a little bit. Kristy, Miss White, you've been in the district for quite a while. How long have you been with the school district?
I started teaching in 1992, 30 years ago, as a choir director. Actually, my first teaching job at Tigrit Middle School, and then I transitioned over to instrumental music, which is what my focus and degree is primarily in. And I have been a band director at Northeast Middle School, North Parkway Middle School, Andrew Jackson and East Intermediate Schools, and then most recently at Madison Academic.
You're in your time at Madison, thinking back on that time, how rare is it to have 3 students make the All National Honor Choir?
Well, it probably is pretty rare for a lot of schools, but usually every year, Miss Patterson at Madison has at least 2 or 3 students that make the All National Honor Choir. So that's quite an achievement.
And when you think about opportunities, aside from the special experience it creates for those students while they're in high school, talk about the post-secondary opportunities that provides for students.
Absolutely. Being involved in the arts is such an awesome opportunity for students because there are plenty of scholarships, college scholarships available for students, very similar to athletics. Our music students get scholarships for being in a marching band and the pep band and the concert band at colleges. Same thing for our choir students. They can be members of, a university singers group. In fact, some of the students that performed at our opening invocation there at the Civic Center, that was Omen Arena, were going to college, majoring in music, getting free rides to college for their musical skills.
And remembering that was a special moment because they were a couple of days away from starting college.
Absolutely.
And they came back to participate in our opening of schools.
That's right.
In Omen Arena. Another big announcement, the All Northwest Choir. Okay?
Yes.
The All Northwest Honor Choir. Thinking about these opportunities starting before high school, many of these opportunities start in middle school. So another announcement for those middle school students in the fine arts.
Right. We had 54 middle school, anywhere from 7th to 9th grade, make the All Northwest Junior High Honor Choir.
Do we need to check the script? Was that a misprint?
No, 54 students.
Wow.
Out of probably 5 schools. So that's an incredible number. We're so proud of those students. The actual honor choir is this weekend, and so they will go tomorrow and start rehearsing the music with their directors. Usually, those are people brought in from other states, colleges, professional musicians, singers that are directing those choirs over the weekend.
Again, if you're listening on the radio, we do want to encourage you to check out the YouTube channel so you can see, again, photos and the list of names of these students. We'll also publish the names of these students in our district newspaper. Kristy, what does it say about these schools and their teachers that so many students were prepared and qualified to make All Northwest?
It shows a lot of dedication by these teachers, and it shows how they are, pushing their students to the next level to be involved in these extra things. This is additional to just their regular school day choir program. This is music they have to learn somewhat on their own, and practice that at home and come to after school rehearsals to practice with their teachers.
We will get into the high school honor choir members in a moment. Before going to commercial break, and we'll visit with the Northside High School band after the commercial break, I want to ask you, put into words why these opportunities matter. If let's say a student is going to go directly into the workforce after high school. Let's say they don't want to be in a college band or college choir. Let's say they're going directly in the workforce. Why does this experience, or how does this experience in the fine arts in middle school and high school, why does it matter? How does it help those students?
Right. Well, an obvious reason would be teamwork and working together. Our kids that are involved in band programs, music programs, choir programs, they have a special gift, that they must work together, just like an athletic team to win. We have to work together to perform beautiful music. And so that's just a skill that helps you throughout life.
And also the idea of helping you grow your capacity and your intelligence. The brain is a muscle, and training it to either learn a song, how to stay on key, learning music, learning songs. Speak to that.
It's funny that you asked that, because we just got a big report back from the Country Music Association and the Mr. Holland's Opus Association showing that our students in our school district, because this is data for our school district, we know nationwide, but also in our district, the math and reading scores and the attendance of fine arts students is way higher than the regular students that are not involved in fine arts.
Wow. That's kind of a full stop moment. Let that sink in.
Yes.
Particularly knowing that the student has to be at school.
That's right.
In order to learn. And if the fine arts is one of those things that draws the student to give them that buy-in.
To be there. That's right.
That's awesome. We're visiting with Kristy White. She's one of our fine arts coordinators for the Jackson-Madison County School System. After this commercial break, we're going to hop on the bus and visit Northside High School to visit with the band as they're preparing for a big trip to Florida to perform. You're listening to For the District, the JMCSS podcast on JJ 97.7 FM.
Hi, I'm Tad Pohl, host of the Morning Splash on Froggy 104, and a proud JMCSS parent. My wife and I chose Jackson-Madison County Schools for our kids. Brooklyn is an honor roll student who has found an aptitude for art and is also a member of her school choir. And the twins are getting excellent instruction in pre-K and learning valuable social skills. The kids love their schools and their teachers, and we are very proud to be JMCSS parents. Jackson Madison County School System is a level 5 district and tuition free. It just makes sense.
Hi, I'm Greg Hammond, Chief of Public Information for the Jackson Madison County School System. With an increased focus in the fine arts, athletics, workforce development, and early career opportunities for students, there's never been a better time to choose us. Tuition free, Jackson Madison County Schools. Visit jmcss.org today to schedule a tour or call 731-345-7011.
Hi, I'm Abby, a STAR student at Community Montessori. You're watching For the District. Now back to the show.
Welcome back to the JMCSS podcast For the District. I'm Greg Hammond, Chief of Public Information for the Jackson Madison County School System. I'm joined by Kristy White. She's our Fine Arts Coordinator, and we're going to hop on the bus and go to Northside High School to visit with Ebony Woodland. She's the Assistant Director of Bands at Northside, and she's also joined by several of her students. Ebony, thank you for joining us on For the District.
No problem at all.
First, I have to ask you, how cold was it this past weekend in the Veterans Day Parade?
Oh, it was freezing, especially since we had like that hour before we had to start. But once we started moving, we all warmed up pretty quickly.
Yeah. And that's what I guess the average Joes don't know about band. The show must go on, right?
Correct.
Ebony Woodland is the Assistant Director of Bands at Northside High School. Joining her today are Alexia Wellington, Miranda Conrad, and Adriana Carter. Ebony, you guys are preparing to go on a special trip. Tell us about that.
Yes. So these students been accepted into the STARS program at Universal Studios. They were accepted back in the spring by submission of their spring concert. With that process was just an application process plus a video. We submitted one of our songs from that concert, and from there, we waited about a couple weeks to see what the results were, if they were able to perform on City Walk or not.
How competitive was this process?
The process is pretty competitive because they're looking for a group that can actually perform, not just any group that's they can kind of play. We had to turn in our best take when we turned this in. Plus, they had to make sure they were dressed very professionally and in uniform, because we couldn't even have the slightest bit of differentiation in uniform as well.
Ebony Woodland is the Assistant Director of Bands at Northside High School. Jared Nobles is the band director. What was it like for you to when you heard that your students got accepted?
Oh, I was ecstatic. So I found out about that information way before anyone else knew, because I was actually the one that submitted the application for us. And I had to hold that information about another week and a half before I could announce it at the band banquet. So I was super excited. I don't know how I kept that secret from all the students, but yeah, super excited.
And then Kristy White joins me. She's our Fine Arts Coordinator. Ms. White, what does it say about these students that they went through the process of applying and then did the work? What does it say about those students?
It tells us how great these students are about going to the next level and making sure that they, do the very best job that they possibly can. It is a big deal. This too is a big deal to audition for something of this magnitude, and then to be accepted and get to go on such a trip. I mean, so many of these students will have not been to Florida before, and to be involved in a program that they get to travel and perform at such a great place. This is truly such an honor.
And in your mind, the Mass Band Initiative, how did this play into the competitiveness in getting these students prepared in your mind over this was the second year of that?
Right. I personally think the beauty of the Mass Band is not competitiveness. The fact that everyone is working together, we're coming together as a district, not our individual, it's not North Side, it's not South Side, it's not, Liberty. Everyone is coming together for a common goal, to make beautiful music, to support the community. And really the students at all these schools have enjoyed getting to know one another and make new friends. That's a great part of it.
Let's go back out to North Side and speak with these students. We have two seniors, Miranda Conrad and Adriana Carter. The seniors are always, no matter what the organization is, your seniors are always your leaders. So Adriana, let me start with you. Before we talk about the Florida trip, tell me about the Mass Band Initiative. This was the second year, it's the second time you all practiced together, the second time you went through the Veterans Day Parade. What has that experience been like for you?
For me, it gave me an opportunity to play music with other people in my section and make new friends, like she was saying, because I made a lot of bonds with people from other schools that I thought I wouldn't at first. But like I said, it just gave me an opportunity to play music with other bands and get together.
Miranda, your thoughts and reflections on participating in the Mass Band and the Veterans Day parades and the Bicentennial Parade?
Yeah, I think it's overall just a good experience to bring so many groups together, because the musical element just brings us stronger as a sound.
Miranda, who's the coolest drummer in the school district?
I think I'm sitting beside her.
That's a little bit of a trick question and an inside joke. If you've attended our football games or these band competitions, you probably see Alexia Wellington. She's a 10th grader, and on football Friday night, she has her cheer outfit on. Mm-hmm. But she's also drumming away. So, Alexia, what has this experience been like for you?
Overall, I liked it. It gave me the opportunity to experience different things with different people as all together. It's pretty good.
Now, when you think about non-traditional careers or non-traditional paths, you don't see a lot of girls on the drum line traditionally. Talk about your path to playing drums and really being able to, I guess, be a star in the band. Talk about that.
It's kind of different being the only female in percussion, because you usually see them on like a wind instrument, but I went a different path, taking after the tradition of playing the drums. I find it kind of easier for me on the drums because I'm used to it.
Alexia Wellington, Miranda Conrad, and Adriana Carter, members of the Northside High School Band. Give us some context about what it's like to be a band member. Give us some context about, what it's like to be a band member and why that's fun. Why do you do it? I'm going to get my seniors to take that question first.
Okay. Well, that's a long answer to that question. Being a band member, it's not all about music all the time. When you come into band, you automatically find people who are just like you, and you can make friendships and bonds automatically. Like my whole 4 years of band at Northside has been amazing, regardless of what has happened. Everybody has differences at the end of the day, so everybody doesn't click. But regardless of that, it has really been a great overall experience to find new people, find more people in my section, even outside of my section. Playing music is not even the biggest part of band. People see band and they think, oh, it's just a bunch of people playing instruments. It's not. It's more to it, and it really makes you enjoy band and continue to push yourself to stay in it and, get better, because everybody is doing the same thing.
Well said, Adriana. Thank you for those reflections. Miranda, what do you love about the band and why do you do it?
Personally, I really like the competitive aspect of everything. Like, I love going to marching competitions, to concert festival, and honestly, All West and Honor Band is a big part of why I do band, just to put myself out there and get known more by colleges that I may want to go to. But personally, at Northside, I really like the factor that our band directors push us to do better and be better, and just spending all the time with my friends, because like you're around them so much through after school rehearsals, band camp, and everything. Like you just got to make friends here. So like just getting to see my friends every day is really nice as well.
Miranda had the honor of being field commander for the Northside High School marching band. What was that like?
It was a lot easier than marching. I really enjoyed it. It got me out of my shell and made me like become a bigger part of the band program.
So in a few months, you all will be off to bigger and better things as graduates of Northside High School in the Jackson-Madison County school system. Alexia, let me ask you, what is your goal? Do you hope to one day be a drum major or field commander for Northside?
I actually did think about trying out for it next year because I think it'll be something new for me from being in percussion.
And to give folks at home a little bit of context, and correct me if I'm wrong, Kristy, but your drum major is essentially your captain, your quarterback of the band. Is this correct?
That's a good way to describe it. It's the person that leads the band. It's supposed to be a great role model for the band. It's supposed to help the band directors do whatever is needed at the time.
So Miranda, having taking on that role, give us three things maybe that makes a good a drum major, and knowing that there are probably some middle school students who will hear this interview, so you'll also be passing down some wisdom to them. In your mind, maybe three things that make a good drum major.
Well, I think, you have to be good at music because you're going to have to take over some sectionals every now and then. So you're going to have to be able to have the ability to read different types of music. Like I'm a brass player, but I had to help with percussion, and so I had to learn their music. So just being a good musician overall. And then you have to be a good person. Like if someone comes to you with a problem, like you can't get mad and want to do something about it. Like you have to be the bigger person and sit back and help work out the problem or take it to your band directors. And then the third thing I think is that you can't always be like the boss of everyone. Like you have to realize you're still on the same level as them, and they're still your classmates.
Wow. I know Miss Woodland is incredibly proud of you all. I only get to kind of see your work from afar, and I know I'm proud of you, but to be able to work with talented students like that every day. So Ebony, we want to thank you for the work that you and Jared are doing there at Northside High School. We want to say congratulations on your accomplishments, and finish out the year strong. And thank you for joining us on For the District.
Thank you so much.
You're listening to For the District, the JMCSS podcast. We'll go to one more commercial break, and Kristy will help me wrap up episode 11 of the JMCSS podcast For the District on JJ 97.7 FM.
Hi, I'm Terica Smith, a local attorney and proud JMCSS graduate, but I'm also a JMCSS parent. We chose Jackson-Madison County Schools for educational options that are innovative and challenging. Whether it's the Academic Academy at Northeast or early college and career opportunities at JCM Early College High, JMCSS offers classes and programs that will prepare my son for college and beyond. Plus, JMCSS is a Level 5 district and tuition free. It just makes sense.
Hi, I'm Greg Hammond, Chief of Public Information for the Jackson-Madison County School System. With an increased focus in the fine arts, athletics, workforce development, and early career opportunities for students, there's never been a better time to choose us. Tuition-free, Jackson-Madison County Schools. Visit jmcss.org today to schedule a tour, or call 731-345-7011.
Hi, I'm Solomon, a star student at Community Montessori. You're watching For the District. Now back to the show.
Welcome back to For the District, the JMCSS podcast. I'm Greg Hammond, Chief of Public Information for the Jackson-Madison County School System. Kristy White is a veteran educator, and now she is our Fine Arts Coordinator. You work with Kristy Hayes, and you all do excellent work. We are grateful to our superintendent, Dr. Marlon King, for putting a foundation in place that allows the teachers who teach our students to have support from the district level. They don't have to wonder, who do I go to?
Right.
They can go to you and Kristy. And so what's that been like, and how do you approach your job?
It has been a great transition. As much as I miss the students and being in the classroom, this position was very much needed, especially to bring Jackson-Madison County school system into, a viable fine arts district-wide program. There were so many things that we wanted to do, like district-wide performances, mass bands, showcases, but without someone to coordinate that, it makes it very difficult. So we've been lucky to be able to do this.
Two things I want to say in closing. The all Northwest High School choir members, there was a significant number at the high school level.
44 of those, which is a tremendous number. 54 middle school, junior high, and 44 high school. That's such an impressive number.
What does that say about the future of fine arts in this district?
We are hoping for even bigger and better things.
A part of that is providing platforms for our students to take what they're learning, present that in an environment where they're challenged, but they get to show their skills. We have another showcase coming up.
We do. December 6th, that's a Tuesday night, 6:30 is the elementary art and music showcase.
Let's repeat that one more time for the folks at home.
The art showcase, where the elementary art will be displayed, will be in the Liberty Foyer beginning at 5:30 on Tuesday night, December the 6th, and the elementary choir showcase will begin at 6:30 on the stage at Liberty.
So a lot of holiday tunes, I'm guessing?
Yes, so many holiday winter tunes. And there's nothing more special and puts you in the holiday spirit than seeing elementary kids dressed in green and red and Santa hats and, singing their little hearts out for the holiday season.
And so in closing, I have to ask you, because it's a little bit of a tradition, we always ask our guests, coming out of high school, did you know you wanted to get into education?
Good question. I don't know if you know this, but I was a Northside High School graduate.
This is okay, folks at home. So for the second week in a row, we've interviewed Northside High School grads. So you can call me a Southside homer, but I am certainly open to promoting our brothers and sisters around the district. We have to share. And so so you were in the Northside High School band.
I was, and I also had Miranda's job. I was the field commander, drum major. And
is really, when you're in high school in the band, is there any higher honor?
Really, no, I don't think so. That was one of my very favorite things, a part of high school. Of course, it was great making all West and all state and things like that. But to me, that was such an honor and such a great job to have, which truly led me to realize, okay, I might want to be a band director. I might want to go into the music education field because there's so much that can come out of that, leadership, musicianship, teamwork. There's just so many great lessons that you learn.
Mom, dad, grandmother, grandfather, aunt, uncle. The lesson to take away here is exposure.
Right.
There are so many things outside the classroom that a child can be involved in. So whether that's athletics, whether it's fine arts, whether it's STEM and robotics, Denmark Elementary School has a ukulele club. Okay. There are so many avenues for students in the Jackson-Madison County school system to get involved, have their own buy-in, and give them an additional reason and passion to show up through those doors and not only do well in those extracurricular activities, but then to turn around and do well academically.
That's right. That's right. And, you know, if somebody that graduated in 1988 from Northside High School and was the drum major there can turn around and come back home and teach and be in the district for 30 years and continue to do what, you know, we've seen done. I mean, that's the way you give back.
Kristy White, Fine Arts Coordinator for the district, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
This has been a fun conversation, and we want to thank Ebony Woodland and the students at Northside High School for joining us. You've been listening to For the District. This was episode 11. A reminder, you can go to wherever you catch your favorite podcast and hear all 11 episodes of For the District. I'm Greg Hammond saying thank you for listening, and we hope you have a great weekend. And you've been listening to For the District on JJ 97.7.